Good evening, folks. This is Deb. Tonight, we want to talk about some of the events going on in Washington, D.C. prior to Donald Trump's inauguration. Now, on the 18th, my people, the people who respect democracy and freedom, will be holding the People's March. That will start at the Washington Monument at 10 a.m. with a rally, and the march will be from 1 to 4. In addition to Washington, though, there will be sister rallies and marches in at least 150 cities across the United States. So this is a big deal. They expect hundreds of thousands of people in Washington. On the 19th, Donald Trump is holding a Make America Great Again victory rally at the Capital One Center, which holds 20,000 people. But he's not just inviting ticket holders. He's inviting just about everybody in Magaland to come down for the big celebration as the fascists returned to the Oval Office. Okay? But nobody's talking about the potential for bloodshed and violence, even though it actually really does exist. Look, we've seen the violence on the right. They can claim it's from the left. They always point the finger at the left. But we know where the violence is coming from in America. We saw it in Portland in 2020. We saw it at the Unite the Right rally. And we saw it on January 6, 2021. When Donald Trump invited 10,000 thugs down to Washington to avenge his loss by breaking into the Capitol and attempting to prevent the peaceful transfer of power to Joe Biden. We know that they were armed, even though they claimed there weren't any arms there. We know they were, because we know that white supremacists, Christian nationalists, violent militias, and hate groups were present at that rally on that day. And we know there were guns stashed in hotels. We know someone tried to plant pipe bombs. And we know that the Secret Service reported seeing people in trees with AR-style rifles. We know this. It can't be denied. Okay? Now, I tell you this out of an abundance of caution. Anybody going down there and into Washington or into your cities thinking that there's no potential for this to happen is living in some kind of la-la land. I understand that the events in Washington will be on 2 different days, but one would have to assume that some of the people going to the MAGA rally would get there the day before. What is to stop them from showing up at the People's March and instigating trouble? They've done it before. They've done it before. What's to prevent them from creating a false flag, throwing something through a store window, setting off a smoke bomb, and then turning around and blaming the people at the People's March? What's to stop them from trying to goad people into violence? Or what's to stop them from committing violence against people at the People's March? Nothing. Okay? If I am wrong and I've made this video for nothing, then I'll be the happiest person on the planet. But I make this out of an abundance of caution, and because I have been watching just exactly where this country is heading since Donald Trump insinuating himself into the political process in this country. I have watched as the GOP has emboldened him, enabled him, refused to impeach him for what he did on January 6, 2021, and rallied around him to bring him back as their candidate in 2024. And let me say this. When it comes to the rallies going on in the cities on the 18th, there's potential there for violence as well. In some cities, there will be more people of color on the streets, and those people are disproportionately subject to violence. More violence is committed against people of color than white people. It's as simple as that. There is no denying that either. I'm urging everyone who is on the streets on the 18th, out of an abundance of caution, to please keep your eyes open. Be aware. If you're there with friends, don't leave your friends. If you are there as part of the march on the 18th in Washington, follow the instructions of the people who have put this march together. Okay? Keep in mind one other thing. We also know that police departments all across America are filled with white supremacists. We know this because there have been studies done on this, and those studies resulted in a bill being filed to root them out of not only the police department, but the military, and that bill was blocked by the GOP. If you are under threat of being arrested, even if you have done nothing wrong, do not fight the police. Go peacefully. Okay? Do not give them a reason to commit violence, because police brutality is very real in this country, no matter what anyone tells you. It was real when Donald Trump was in office the first time, and I expect it will be real when he is in office again. Do not leave your friends. If you see police brutality in real time, yes, your cell phone is a great way to document that, but please be discreet. The last thing you want to do is have them see you filming them doing it. Folks, listen to me. The only way we fight Donald Trump is with a multi-pronged approach, okay? And one of the facets of that multi-pronged approach is peaceful protesting. It is a necessity. And we should not be afraid to do it, because that is our right under the Constitution. But knowing what the other side is important. And it's important to act with an abundance of caution when we do these kinds of things, particularly when it surrounds the inauguration of a man who has absolutely no respect for democracy, a man who has no respect for anyone in this country except white males. That is just the way it goes. So, folks, listen to me. I am hoping to be in Boston. I can't be in Washington. I will tell you, it's not because I'm in fear of my life. I'm not. That's not why I'm not going. I have other things going on in my life that prevent me from being there right now. I wish I could be there with you, but I hope I can rearrange my work schedule so I can be in Boston, because there is one going on here. I will be with you in spirit, but I ask you to please stick with the plan. Stick with your friends. If you are there alone, find someone to buddy up with. This is important. And keep your eyes open at all times, because we know what the other side is like. And we know that the potential for violence is very real in this country. I will talk to you all later.